first thing we're going to discuss is the size of your handwriting. So naturally, there are three types in which people usually write. There's a large kind of handwriting, a small one, and the medium one. So the people who have a large handwriting, the letters are huge and they take a lot of space. Those people are usually have a bold personality. They're more they're extroverts. They like going out. They're very outgoing. They can be talkative as well, and they have a good like a not a huge ego, but they have a good amount of ego. The size of the ego depends on how large their handwriting would be. Similarly, if you make sense of that, the case in the case of small handwriting, the people with small handwritings would be introverts. They're more reserved. The we have a message once. Yeah, so people with small handwritings would naturally be reserved. They'll be shy. They would be less interactive, and right. So people who have large handwriting, they like living their life king size. You know that kind of people. They have a desire to appear big, important. They really want to be leaders. They want to. They have usually like a leading personality. They and they're big planners. You know, they want big things in life. And similarly,
ऐकायचं नाही का तुला?
hello. Yeah, and similarly with the ones with smaller handwriting, they are more
चालू झालंय ते.
words like they're more concentrated. They're detail oriented. Maybe they sometimes prefer to work alone, and they're socially reclusive. And yeah, they don't have very big motives in life. You know, they don't care much about that. They're chill. And the ones with the medium handwriting, they have a balanced personality. I think it's very easy to guess this. So they have one foot in each of these. Like they want great things, but at the same time they don't want like, a very flashy life, or they don't have a very huge ego, but the good amount of ego, you know. So yeah, I would, if any one of you has a large or a small handwriting, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It can be good for you as well. There's nothing negative about having a large or a small handwriting. But if it is really way too large, like if it's crossing like the limit over here, you can see the two lines. If it's going above that or it's larger than that, it's not fitting in these two lines, then you should reduce it a little bit. Next thing, we're gonna go on word spacing. So basically, word spacing is really interesting because how much the amount of space you give between the words literally depicts the amount of time or the amount of space you would keep between between yourself and others. So someone with a wide spacing between their words would be more, you know, he would be more shy, he would be more reserved, he would feel vulnerable to open up to people quickly. He would take his own time, you know, to open up to people, to accept people in his inner circle, you know, to trust people. And they would really fear, like the more the wider the spaces are, the more the person would feel vulnerable to get emotionally attached to someone or to trust someone or to be intimate with someone because of the fear of getting emotionally hurt. So if any one of you has a lot of white spaces between their words, I think you can conquer with that. There's no need for you to like confirm on the chat or something. You can keep it to yourself. You know what it is. And yeah, that's with the people who have white spacing. Now, similarly with the narrow spacing, the if the spacing is really narrow, like if it's as narrow as if you take a sheet of paper and when you're reading the handwriting sample and you're finding it difficult to, you know, make out the words and to differentiate between the words, and it all seems like one whole line is just one single word, that means the person often does not give others their personal space. He would easily get along with people, easily start talking to people. That he would just not understand that people need their space, that, you know, they need some time to accept you, trust you, or to be intimate with you, whatever it is. But that closeness, the people with narrow spacing, they really don't understand that people need time. They just quickly get in and out of things. Just And they themselves don't need a lot of time to get close to someone. Like they can literally become good friends with someone they met just the same day, and the next day they would meet someone else and they could forget the other one, and it's a roller coaster ride.